When you live in a single-family house, taking your recycled trash to the curb is just another must-do chore. But when that curb is 25 stories away, recycling can be a major hassle. Now, for folks who live in a high-rise, they don't have a whole lot of options when it comes to recycling. You can separate your trash in your apartment, then take it in the elevator and bring it downstairs. Or in some high-rises, they use the trash room on each floor to separate the newspapers and cans and whatnot. But usually these rooms are too small for that, and also it can create a nasty smell and even attract bugs on the floor. You don't want that. Now there's a new option for high-rise dwellers, and it's called high-rise recycling. And basically, it's push-button recycling. Down here in the basement, this is the machine that does all the work. Basically, it's a large mechanical sorter. Now, it has two flaps, one here and one here. And most of the time, the flaps are open and trash falls through the chute right into this bin. Now, back up here on the floor, let's say the condo owner has some newspapers. They come into the trash room, press newspapers. Down here in the basement, that causes this flap over here to close, sealing off this container and forcing newspapers through the shaft, down through here, into this container. Back on the floor, the chute door opens, you drop the papers down, it's that simple. Basically, it's the same idea for cans and bottles, only when you push the cans and bottles button, not only does this flap close here, but so does a flap over here, like that. So the cans and bottles fall through that chute, down through here into this container right here. One hitch: if someone is using the trash chute on another floor, you are temporarily locked out until they're finished using the chute. Joyce Garret used to live in a high-rise that did not have push-button recycling. In her old building, they used to store the cans and newspapers on each floor.
Now that we're living here in Portofino and we have the recycling system, it's really quite nice. You go in, you push a button, you throw down the newspapers, you push another button, you throw down the plastic, and then you push another button and there goes the garbage. And you have no odors, you have nothing laying around, you don't have to have an extra personnel coming around to pick up everything. It just goes straight down, and that's kind of the end of your garbage.
At this moment, I'm in the basement of an older building, and this building also has the high-rise recycling system, and they were able to retrofit it into the existing trash room. And as you can see, it was a much smaller area to work with, and they have to work around this huge structural pillar. But the engineers at high-rise recycling were able to customize the system around the structural pillar. And basically, it's just like it was in the other building. You've got 3 containers, regular trash, paper, and cans. The flaps are in here, directing the trash into the proper container. Joining me now is William Stone, Vice President of High-Rise Recycling. And Bill, how receptive have owners and building managers been to putting the system in?
Very receptive. They like the system, they enjoy the system. The system saves them all the bother of carrying stuff down the elevators. They drop it down the chute, it falls into the right bin, the recycling gets picked up by the recycling company, and everybody's happy.
Sounds great, but this is not cheap. How expensive is the system, and how's it affordable?
It's about $45,000, but we normally lease the systems to the building, and the monthly lease cost is always less than the savings on the garbage bill, because with increased recycling, there's less garbage, the bill goes down, and the buildings are always $200 to $300 a month net ahead of the game. It's a win-win for the building, it's a win-win for the environment, and everybody's happy.